We are currently living in an era where the young generations hold the future of an entire nation. Teachers are the ones who are responsible in preparing and guiding students for the future. Like everyone, we all have ambitions. Mine just happened to be a teacher alongside three of my other friends. We are second year TESOL students and currently taking subjects which will prepare us before going for our teaching practical. So, we are trying to gain some insights on the training of teachers, particularly in Japan, and see why there has differences between our current system here in Malaysia. How did it turn out? Well, let us find out.
So, how we got our topic for our assignment is that we needed to base our research on the number 4 shift in 11 shifts to transform the system, which is transforming teaching into the profession of choice. So the 4 articles that we have found is the number 1, teachers continuing professional development, framing a model of outcomes. Second, teacher education in Malaysia, preparing and training of English language teacher educators. Number 3, pre-service teachers training in information communication and technology for the ESL classrooms in Malaysia. And the last one, listening to the concerns of student teachers Malaysia during teaching practice. So what motivates us into taking all these 4 articles is the fact that we can see that in each articles we can see that they focuses on different aspects. For example, one article focuses on the technological aspects and the other one focuses on the effects of teacher training. So that's our motivation. And the problem that we focus on our assignment is that we can still see there are many flaws in our teacher training in Malaysia. And since we have exchange students from Japan, we thought that it would be a good idea in comparing the teacher training between Malaysia and Japan.
Okay, coming back to me. In order for us to gain a little more understanding on the differences and also similarities between our teacher training here in Malaysia and also the ones in Japan, we interviewed 6 of our exchange students' friends from Japan, and we asked them some few questions that are deemed interesting in order for them
The respondent said that I have not gone through the practical, but what I know is that the teachers must participate in teacher training seminar during their first year in school, and the seminar continue to held regularly every few years. Government-based seminar try to educate skills of management of school and discovering an educator to the next generation. Province-based seminar is focusing more on anything related to laws, a teaching improvement program, or professional academic program.
Hello, based on our second questions, our first respondent is Rina. She said that I've not gone through the practical, but what she knows that the teachers must participate in teacher training seminar during their first year in their schools, and the seminar is continued to held regularly every few years. So the government-based seminar try to educate skills of management of schools and discovering an educator for the next generation. A province-based seminar is focusing more on anything related to laws, a teaching improvement program, or professional academic program.
For the third question, another respondent said that, in my opinion, flexibility is lacking in teachers in Japan. Most teachers just follow the manuals and they mostly focus on teaching cooperativeness. Students are thought to be quiet in classroom and behave as the same as the others. This is why Japanese students are not good actively involving in class discussion, making presentations, or even expressing themselves. In addition, the case of suicidal attempts due to bullying is still increasing in Japan every single year. It is because students tend to remove someone who is different from others from their community, and also teachers do not have enough courage or determination to educate the way of living freely. The teachers need to be flexible, not just do what they are taught. They are educators. They should educate the young learners. Plus, they are not only teachers who are teaching, but they are also someone who can be a friend.
Yeah, so based on our first questions, our second respondent is Miko Abe. She said that yes, certainly creativity avoids the class from being dull and boring, and it also adds a sense of variety in the types of activities that can be done during those lessons. This makes the class more interesting, and the students are much more motivated to participate in those classes. Communication skills make orders from the teachers should be clear and will avoid any misunderstanding. Thus, less problems will be created. Also, the teachers could not hone their adaptability towards the changes that is happening in those classes. They are also where the teacher must make a number of tweaks during the lessons just so that it could cater to all the students. With the teacher not being prepared enough, in other means, backup plans are not being generated if certain part of the lesson fails or does not deem effective and necessary.
For the last one, for the fifth question, respondents say, yes, it is. These digital mediums can contribute teachers to reduce their own free time, and also it is eco-friendly because of reducing the amount of the use of paper, cutting more trees, and moreover, it is useful for students as well because they can easily access various kinds of information from all over the world without going to the library or school, only at the tip of their fingers. On the other hand, digital divide can be one disadvantageous. There might be a big gap between those who can use technology well and those who do not have any PC or smartphone or living in the countryside.
So from the interview that we had done with our Japanese friends from Japanese exchange student from Japan, we had gathered a lot of interesting points from them. So from the first question that we had asked them during the interview, how did the teachers being trained in Japan and how is it different from Malaysia? We were able to find out that teachers in Japan are required to participate in seminars starting from their first year in training, and then the seminar will continuously be held within every few years. Compared to the students in Malaysia, it is quite similar because we occasionally must participate in some seminars within our period of studies. And besides that, in order to qualify to become an elementary, junior, and high school teacher, university students in Japan have to do teaching practice in schools for at least 3 weeks, continue with 5 days at a social welfare facility, and then another 3 days at a special school. So from here, there's a quite difference between the teaching practice in Malaysia and Japan. In Malaysia, student teachers are required to go for teaching practice in the second semester of our third year studies. The duration of the training is about 10 weeks, which is clearly a big difference with Japan's allocated time. So moving on to our second question to them, what are the skills lacking in teacher nowadays? And one of them responded flexibility. She felt that most teachers in Japan just follow the manuals and focus on teaching, but in Malaysia, we can see that creativity is emphasized in teacher training because of the pressure from our lecturers and in order to get good grades. Unfortunately, in-service teachers do not have this pressure, thus causing them not focusing on creativity in their lessons. Since teachers need to deal with parents as well, some student teachers in Japan still struggle in having good communication skills when needed, since students may come from different backgrounds and behavior.
Based on the interviews that we have done and on the research made on students, teachers' practice among the Japanese and the Malaysians, we can conclude that both countries still have a long way in fixing the educational system in helping the student teachers to prepare for the real teaching world. We also found out that the in-service teachers also have the same problems, where they still need more time and space in improving on the problems regardless if it's on the teaching or communicating skills. There are a few suggestions that we might be able to fix the problem we are facing. First, student teachers should be given more focus on their practical so that they are able to get used to the school environment. They should be familiar with the role and responsibilities of a teacher so that they are used to the workload and they get to know different types of students. Secondly, teachers' pay should be raised because even though this might be more rewarding to the teachers, this can be a way of motivation for these teachers to be better at what they do instead of doing something forcefully without getting paid according to how much they are working. Next, student teachers should be exposed to a more quality workshops and seminars which could really help them instead of sending them to just random seminars that will only be a waste of time if they do not get quality knowledge and also improvement. Teachers carry a lot of work in a single period of time, so might as well they are prepared with the efforts that are beneficial for them. In conclusion, teachers are the most important people in shaping the future of an entire country. So, molding quality students can be obtained through preparing the teachers into coping the nature of their work. Regardless, the society must look up to the educators the same way as how they look up to other professions such as a lawyer, doctors, and also engineers. Also, with that, we move on.